All right. Today's date is August 16th, 2021. In Gray County, Texas, I call cause number 40150 in the interest of Grayson Lewis Pounds. What says the state?
Your Honor, Teresa DePoyster, Assistant Attorney General for the Office of the Attorney General. And Your Honor, we'd like to proceed to a default order on this case and call a witness.
All right. Present by audio and video is Tyson Pounds. Are you ready, sir, for a hearing?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. The court's file reflects that Dakota Etheridge was served with notice of these proceedings back on January 4th of 2021. This case was set for 9 a.m. and she has not made an appearance in today's matter. It's now approximately 11:25. So we're going to proceed to a default hearing. Mr. Pounds, would you raise your right hand, please? Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. All right, Ms. DePoyster, you can put your hand. Well, Ms. DePoyster, I have some questions for you.
Okay. You are Tyson Lewis Pounds, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have a child who's the object of this proceeding here today. What is his name?
Grayson Lewis Pounds.
How old is he?
He's 4 years old.
And where does he reside?
405 Zimmers.
No, excuse me, sir. Let's not have the address. Does he with you?
Yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. And how long has he resided with you?
For the past 3 years.
And who is his mother?
Dakota Etheridge.
And did you and Dakota sign an acknowledgement of paternity at the time that Grayson was born? That you are the parents of Grayson?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do acknowledge that Grayson is your son?
Yes, ma'am.
And we had pled for non-disclosure of your information. Again, not stating it here on the open forum, but I've updated your information, have your current information. Do you have any concerns with Ms. Etheridge or anyone else having your current contact information in the order?
No, I don't.
Okay. So we're waiving non-disclosure request in our pleading. Okay. And are you asking the court then to establish that you will be the managing conservator, that Ms. Etheridge would be the possessory conservator?
Yes.
And are you asking that you be the party to determine the primary residence of Grayson?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell the court about what Ms. Etheridge's circumstances seem to be?
She's just never consistent, lives in a motel room. She hardly ever comes. She does seem, but very often. We never know when that's going to be. She'll promise him a date to be here, and she's not here. Or she shows up really late at night. Or it's just really odd.
Okay. So are you asking the judge to set a court order that does establish the dates and the times and the things regarding visitation pursuant to the legislature's past standard possession order? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. But are you also asking that the court order that Ms. Etheridge not use any illegal drugs or alcohol 12 hours before any visitation or during any visitation?
I do.
And do you believe that there's a valid reason for that?
No.
No, I mean, is there a reason that you have a concern about drugs and alcohol with her?
Yeah, she's a known addict. She's pretty much struggled with this her whole life.
Okay. And so do you believe that restriction would be in the best interest of Grayson?
I do. Definitely.
And you will enforce that restriction? Is that your intent to do that? Okay. And as far as her income goes, Ms. Etheridge, do you know if she works or where she works or how much she makes?
I don't know what she really does.
You know if she has any other biological children who reside with her, or she pays child support for it?
No, she don't have no kids that reside with her, and she's pretty much turned her rights over on the other two kids that she has.
Okay, it's your belief that she's been terminated on the others.
Yes.
And then what kind of health insurance do you have for Grayson?
At this time, I don't. I'm gonna look at that exchange and see what I can find.
Okay,
I'm kind of.
go ahead.
I'll go. I was done.
Okay, so
Do you
then
have him, Medicaid?
No, I make too much money. I've recently switched over to a different job, and the job that I'm at don't offer insurance. And I've looked up insurance on him, but it was outrageous.
Okay. What do you
And
do for a living, sir?
I drive a truck and run equipment.
And who cares for Grayson when you're out of town?
Oh, I'm home every night.
Okay.
Her grandparents watch him during the day for me, and when I get off, I usually off by 5 or 6. You know, today was my day off, so I didn't work. But they help me. Her family helps me a lot when it comes to my job and stuff.
I'm glad you have that assistance. Great. Go ahead, Mr. Poyster.
okay, and so you and I talked about the minimum wage presumption under the statutory guidelines, and we've used that to calculate what child support would be. Is that what you're asking the court to set child support based upon?
Yes, ma'am.
And then is it your intent then that I understand you a minute ago to confirm to the court that you're going to see about health insurance coverage through the exchange?
Yes, ma'am.
And under the statutory guidelines, then the most that we could order her based upon minimum wage to reimburse you would be $113 for the month. Are you okay with that being the order, that you provide the health insurance through another source and that your reimbursement amount be $113 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
And then based upon those calculations and giving a account for the $113 that she'll be ordered to reimburse for the health insurance, the current child support would be $205 a month. Are you asking the court to order the $205 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking for those payments to begin September 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then since the time that you guys separated, it's been about 3 years, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
And during that time, has she provided any assistance for Grayson's needs?
She's helped here and there. She helped this year on school supplies, but that's been about it.
Okay. And so are you requesting to the court that it's your decision that you're not requesting any retroactive child support? Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is there anything else that I have not covered that you need to tell the judge or questions you have for me?
I don't believe so.
What visitation schedule are we looking at?
The standard possession order, Your Honor, but with the restriction of illegal drugs and alcohol.
Mr. Pounds, has Grayson ever spent overnight with his mother?
Not in a long time. It's been years. I hardly ever. She had an open CPS case, so I've had to be there for when she gets to see him and everything, you know, and they've never told me different, so I've just kept it like that.
Has that case has been closed, but you follow that same procedure?
Yeah, she like I said, she's never consistent. She hardly ever shows up, so I know she's still messing with drugs. It's just she's got a wild lifestyle, so I've just kind of kept that.
When was the last time she saw Grayson?
About a week ago, probably.
Okay, and how often does she? About how often does she come by?
Recently she's been coming by a lot more, but before this, and it was every 2 or 3 months she comes see him. But the last 2 or 3 months, she's probably come around once a week.
Do you have weekends off? Do you normally have off on weekends?
Yes, normally I do. Yes.
All right, I'm going to grant visitation. Well, first of all, based on anything else you need to tell me,
I don't believe so.
based on the testimony and evidence, then I do find that Ms. Etheridge and Mr. Pounds are the legal and biological father of Grace and Lewis Pounds, and the parent-child relationship is established for all purposes. I'm appointing Mr. Pounds as the sole managing conservator and Ms. Etheridge as a possessory conservator. On the visitation, I'm going to allow visitation on Saturdays from 1 to 5, first, third, and fifth Saturdays of each month, to be supervised by Mr. Pounds or an adult that he chooses. I'm not going to allow standard visitation where she can take Grayson overnight or for a month during the summer. If that works out eventually, once she's cleared up her problems, you can agree, Mr. Pounds, to do any type of visitation you're comfortable with. But
Awesome.
he's still dealing with the drug and alcohol problems. I think first, third, and fifth Saturdays from 1 to 5 might be appropriate, supervised.
Okay, awesome.
All right, I'm also going to order her to pay $205 a month to Mr. Pounds for child support starting September 1st, and 115, or was it 113?
113. 113.
What was the medical support? 115, 113?
113, Judge.
113 per month for medical support, and each parent is ordered to pay half of any medical bills that are not covered by any kind of insurance. Okay, so if right now, if we don't have insurance, Mr. Pounds is responsible for half, Ms. Etheridge is responsible for half. If you get insurance through the central, what they call Obamacare, then she'd still be responsible for half of the deductibles and half of any bills not covered by insurance. I'm granting 0 retroactive support. I'm waiving the restriction on Mr. Pound's home information. It can be in the court file. Anything else I need to address, Mr. Poyster?
Your Honor, should I go ahead and include that language about no drugs and alcohol?
Absolutely.
Okay, can do that.
If she shows up, Mr. Pounds, entirely under the influence of some narcotic or drug or alcohol, you have the right to refuse the visitation.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm waiving court costs. Is there anything else I need to address, Mr. Poyster?
No, Your Honor, I believe that would complete the order.
All right. I'm going to sign that order. Mr. Poyster can prepare it in writing for me. There is a 3-day period, 3 business days starting now, during which anybody could request a new hearing. If somebody requests a new hearing, you get a new hearing in front of Judge Vanderpool, and he would start over and make his own decision. But if nobody does that, my order starts to become final, and you should get a copy either by email or by regular mail within the next, give it about 2 weeks. If you don't get one by then, Mr. Pounds, call the AG's office in Amarillo and remind them to send you one, okay? Good luck to you and Grayson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.